Hello, fellow faithful. It is Bulldog here, the world's greatest silver analyst, and I am back for Game 3 of the CLG Spring Split 2020. I got an ice cold Diet Dr. Pepper. It's already open. I started drinking early tonight. Let's get right into Champ Select.
Well, technically, that is also correct. Someone must end their loss streak here today. It is the rules of the game.
Yep. I'm pretty excited for this. Both teams, I think, are going to be hungry for a win. They don't want to be ending 0-3. TSM especially, there's a lot of high expectations for this roster, right? They have less excuses here, to be honest, than CLG. CLG still doesn't even have Broxa. They don't even have their intended starting roster. He's still stuck in Visa Geddon. So TSM here over on the other side, a lot of people had as a top
I should turn them down because you all
has been very
guys are here to hear my sultry voice, not Captain Flowers or Zale.
They turned in a better performance than that for sure. So we'll see if they can bounce back here and give us something a little bit more than what they've shown us in these first 2 days.
Okay, we're already seeing two of the champions.
I don't think we should ban out.
Previous game banned away here in
jungle ban be the right
removing both the Kai'Sa and the Renekton from the table.
And the Nidalee. Okay, that's one of Speaker's comfort champions. That's a good ban. I would imagine TSM banned something out in the jungle.
Final ban be here for the side of TSM. We heard Primal talking
the
about
Pantheon. So we have our choice of something like the Olaf, the Udyr.
So we'll see how the draft reflects their desire to make that a little bit better. Maybe they just play for late. Who knows? Pantheon's banned out. CLG just going all over the place here with these hovers.
Yeah, Udyr, Olaf, both up, so I would kind of expect a trade there. Camille is available.
Yeah, the Udyr I think is good. I don't love Wiggly or Griffin on the Olaf. He has been playing better, but that's kind of a take over the game early in Snowball.
He doesn't have to do it right now, but you would want to do it in the first round
is more versatile at many points in the game.
Oftentimes that will be the third pick unless they're trying to
and is less
over on the red side.
Less of a carry than Olaf can be, and Griffin is more of a utility player than a carry player, so that's the smarter pick. They lock in the Olaf. I highly doubt that's a Shaco hover, or a Shaco pick.
League of Legends, especially today, is such
my guess would be a support.
Through the coordination of multiple
they could try and take away
about these counter picks. You really see the advantages increase exponentially when they're coordinating well with their mid laners and their junglers, and they're moving around the map together and they're manipulating waves together to create additional pressure. So that's what I want to look for from TSM.
Okay, we get to see the Olaf locked in instantly.
I think we just
not waiting for that
Rel
for the
and
third pick. They're
something
saying,
else.
all right, even though you got jungle, we're just going to get our jungler here. We'd rather see more of your draft before committing to other stuff. And we will see the Azir instantly picked up for power as well.
Oh, the Camille. I forgot about the Camille. I like that a lot. We could grab Galio.
With the control
Galio would be very good here because it's a flex pick. Fits Smoothie style. RJS, I am fairly sure can play it. I don't know how it does into the Azir,
I do think that would be a strong answer.
but
we've seen that be very
I really like that Camille grab. I think we got two very good power picks.
I think it could make sense. There are also other answers.
Thresh is interesting.
But I would be happy to see Huni pick for a winning matchup, look to try to win that 1v1 because so far
it does allow for the Lantern to be able to peel someone away from the Olaf.
And Thresh locked in here, and you saw the Thresh win rate pop up so far, 36% on the old spooky boy. So not feeling too great in the current state of the game, but maybe Smoothie can pop off here on him.
The Xayah. So we should probably ban out support pool here or top lane pool. I would rather ban out the top lane pool.
I like Xayah here as
because
I think that when you're looking over at CLG, you're immediately expecting a pretty
just want to give Finn as much as an advantage as he can get because Camille is a win condition and top side is their weakest lane. So we want to exasperate that advantage as much as possible. Finn is a significantly better player than Huni, and we can really exploit that.
So it seems like a pretty intelligent pick. And
do you hear like random clicking?
Towards
I have my fidget cube in hand.
Looks like Jin, a bit of an
helps me pay attention.
It hasn't been something that has
I
been
try.
as popular.
The loudest sides of the fidget cube are the most like engaging ones, but they're like really shitty when recording.
So far this year that is still available would be the Samira.
Yep,
okay,
the
Jin
goes for the breakup ban. Rakan removed from the possibility of
ban, the Rakan ban. Yeah, the Rakan ban's smart.
Duo, so they want to shut that down. TSM
maybe we're just confident against
their opponent's champions
Huni.
all just really fit into one specific role, so they know they
and
either
the
need to
Orianna.
target the 80 carry pool or the mid pool here, and they want to remove one of those safe options. This goes back to what you were talking about, Isaac, in the last champion select. How although it's not universal, a lot of players do
doesn't Victor do pretty well into Zir?
Take that one off the table.
Pretty sure Victor does.
There for Power of Evil in mid.
We could go for the Jax ban, or we could go for something like an All-Star, Gangplank.
Okay. Out the Orianna. Last time we saw the
that's
Orianna
pretty smart.
Out the Azir.
So they are going to pick their support here, leave up. Well, it doesn't matter what they pick here.
Away from Huni here.
I would pick your top laner here, and then
stay on his own island.
You can kind of counter pick bot lane. Okay, Gragas, that can flex either way. That's a really smart pick. That can also flex either way.
Tank as well.
With the Lulu.
Pretty strong, but it's actually going to be Lulu. So Lulu, there's a potential of it being flexed. I have seen a little bit of Moonstone Lulu top lane, kind of trying to fill in the same role.
I think enchanters are being disrespected quite a bit.
Probably is support. I would say though, if they are sending
especially Karma, I think Karma is very good.
Picking Lulu into Thresh, so that's the only reason I actually bring it up.
I was thinking the Aphelios when we locked in the Thresh. I was thinking we were looking towards that.
When you are playing Thresh, if you ever get hooked as Lulu, you're pretty much just dead. It is a very squishy.
I don't know
champion,
really what advantage
with the top lane matchup and
Aphelios gives you here that something else. Oh, the Zoe. I was talking about the first game of the week with someone, and he said he really wanted RJS to lock in Zoe because he thinks he's really good on Zoe.
And then the final pick for CLG will be the Zoe to go up against Azir
I personally haven't seen RJS's Zoe, but it could be good. It could be a top Lulu. I mean, I do benefit a lot if this is an All-Star. It is. I think that was banned from me in fantasy.
And so it should be top lane Lulu, which I am expecting then to get the Moonstaff build, whatever you want to call it, Moonstone Renewer Rush, full-on support style. I think that it can work very well, but
I think the Thresh does well there.
Spica's not up there, and they're not going for 2v2s.
The Lulu like pairs well
pressure, then I think it's
with
not
the
that
Olaf.
Valuable, because one of the best answers to these style of builds
and it does well
right?
against the Camille.
What that build wants to
because
do
you can
get towards
you can
your
shield
really quickly
and
that are super strong in a 5v5, super strong in a team fight scenario.
Why can't I think of her ulti's name? But you can Lulu ult.
And what split pushers
it's not
are going to do is
polymorph.
just refuse to group, keep drawing you to a side.
It might be like overgrowth. I went out and watched the Super Bowl.
Greater effect than yours,
today.
Which are built for team play.
So I have a full-on
full
buffer.
I've seen a Lulu make a great escape by using the whimsy and getting fast and popping the glitter lance to slow the other guy down.
I want to see if we can put it all together. We've had some really good performances in pieces. We haven't really put it all together. TSM.
And Moonstone Renewer,
probably the second weakest team, if not the weakest team in North America right now. I think Golden Guardians and TSM are the clear bottom two.
Go resolve secondary. Most of the time, people
mostly because their top lanes just get outclassed so hard, and they don't make up for it anywhere else.
You get a little bit of sustain in the build, you get some levels under your belt, and you're not really going to be worried later on. He's taken more of a middle-of-the-road approach, where he did go D-Shield, but he actually went for Inspiration secondary for the free boots. Biscuits are going to help somewhat, but not as much indexing towards just surviving.
Pretty,
so if he can get away with it, it's going to be
nothing fancy level 1 here.
Into the game, and we'll just have to track if Huni
can
punish him
getting
for
Griffin.
Right.
And we did. I'm so glad that Finn did not do the idiotic ignite teleport Camille.
The community about why the hell are you doing this on Camille? Just take flash. Well, Finn's taking the flash here this time, not doing that extra risky ignite style behavior. Also going up against Huni, so not exactly going to worry about.
So they checked. They know which side Griffin is starting on.
Make you feel like you're under super threat in the 1v1, except for just poking you out nice and early, as you were already alluding to. But checking across the board for everything else, Power of Evil going for the Electrocute on Azir in the mid lane, so none of the
the Electrocute Azir is not typically what you see.
Well, I feel like Electrocute's more rare here.
It is.
You tend to see lethal tempo or Comet.
It's just about what kind of trading
and
you're expecting. As
getting a good trade to start off with.
He does kill off the ward, which is important. You know, if you think you're going to take really quick trades, like only one hit, Comet makes more sense, right? Because then it's just Q poke and the Comet lands. If you think you're going to be taking a little bit more of like
I don't even know if
trading, where it's a couple hits and you can proc the Electrocute, that becomes superior.
Electrocute is difficult to proc on Azir. I don't agree with that at all.
It kind of edges it out. So I think they're all viable. It really just depends.
And the spell book,
what you're expecting
that's probably good on Zoe.
And I'd also be remiss to say,
just because you benefit from summoner spells in a way that no other champion does. Finn will get bullied out a little bit here, just range versus melee,
because
but
it's not as though a standard AP Lulu isn't a good team fighter and supportive.
It will eventually bully. Like Camille will eventually be able to all in and just
because it is so popular
murder
these days, and a lot of players are really just trying to
little
figure out,
Yordle.
all right, well, how do I just get this into my build? What champion can I play where I can build this combo? Because people feel like it is that strong that it's worth justifying.
And our bot lane is getting a pretty substantial advantage
does
here.
Not come to mind when you think Huni, right? When you think of this guy as a player, and the
Olaf is out. Like Speak is outpacing
and Huni at his best.
Griffin by quite a bit.
Lulu, just farming up 2 support items and following everybody around and going that.
I didn't think the difference was that big, but it's like a 2-camp difference here.
But Finn's going in for a quick trade here in the top side. Quickly finds himself traded back on those. Huni utilizes the power of that ranged matchup. Now speaking.
Yeah, Huni's almost out of mana though.
Finn's down to 200 HP. They might go for a dive.
Yeah, I think that Griffin needs to get up here ASAP.
Finn,
your top laner this low,
Finn is getting out though.
Pushed in. You
That's
are
good.
going to be in a risky spot, but Finn intelligently.
Yep, he understood that he was in danger being dove,
a dangerous position here,
and got back to somewhere more safe. That was really well done.
This will very likely force Huni now to also
use his RJS getting off kind of a cheeky back.
Potentially in a lot of danger,
and
so Huni
cheeky backs like that are very good. And Griffin has evened things out in terms of farm.
And we can see if it's going to be Bandle Glass Mirror right off the bat. It is not. So there is potential of a bit of a different build. The Ruby Crystal still smells like it's going to be building towards a support item, but it could be a bit of a different look. With the tier. That's
more than likely going to a Kindle Gem for the Moonstone. Because the Moonstat build is just really good. Finn will likely be down CS a decent amount.
Take a big ol' whiff of it, but apparently it smells like some top lane support itemization, my friends. Huni will continue having control over the lane no matter what he's building. It's just the nature of being a ranged champion versus a melee early on, and Finn will be left to farm up these minions as Huni wanders in.
But if he can keep the CS, if Finn can keep the CS difference pretty low, that's about all you would want. And right now, what we want to do, like, we just kind of want to farm up. Like, if we're playing passive, especially if TSM is also playing passive, that's an advantage towards us. But we can make a play towards this top side.
Okay, slow on to
and chain stunning. Getting the flash.
Flashing away immediately.
Yep.
And yes, he will
getting the flash, it'll make it so Huni can't be nearly as aggressive. And forces him to back after teleporting back in. So he'll have to walk back to base, allow Sin to get an experience and minion advantage. Our bot lane is laning very well.
He should be able to get there without losing much, honestly, because the cannon minion is actually full HP. And it's actually looking kind of close to even if it gets all
and RJS is winning on this lane.
So Huni might not lose much.
Okay.
Power of Evil goes for the ulti there, but RJS
a good reactive flash.
From the Zoe, staying safe in
like
the
that's
mid lane, very even between these two.
He'll be in danger of something else like that happening. Yeah, we can afford to give up this dragon. I wouldn't expect us to be the ones to make the play on it. We're significantly weaker during this first like 10 to 12 minutes of the game, but once we start to hit our one item spike on Camille and Zoe and Udyr, then we can really start to turn things around, because Azir starts to spike at that 2 items, Lulu spikes at that 2 items, Xayah spikes at that 2 items, Olaf has already spiked.
He did get ahead and then certainly had some bloopers to put himself
and like support-wise, it's more levels than items. And Leona spikes at level 6. Thresh spikes at level 3. And is just good throughout the entire game. And we have level 6 on Finn as well. That is a very important ultimate.
To play the control mage and play it well. He is in his element on a pick like this. Fine being allowed to scale forward in the game and just take as much time
do
as necessary.
outscale.
I do want to make sure we're keeping our eyes on the clock as we get closer
not in a
and
team
closer
fight,
to 10
but in
minutes.
side lane pressure.
Primal was talking about in the desk segment leading up to this game how TSM's
but we aren't weak in the team
led them
fight.
to these major goal deficits early on. And right now,
we have the better front line.
200 gold's 3 wards. That's not a huge deal, right? But if it continues to follow
but we can really take advantage of like 4-1 situation.
Worrying here. A nice hook at max range there from Smooth.
Yeah. It was a good hook, but it didn't do a whole lot. But we've got a nice CS lead down here, which isn't very common for us. And for us to have a gold lead right now is like
in the support role.
Very, very good.
Lost is a very young player. He doesn't have that LCS experience, and Finn trying to turn around the trade here on Huni, but got to be careful about getting chased down at this point. That was a risky hook shot.
Man. Finn
Did
down to
Griffin steal that?
HP
oh, good work, Griffin.
Here in a 1v1 themselves. Spica and Griffin fighting over the red buff as Griffin just goes over the wall and immediately starts up the Shelly.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the support to be able to finish it.
Support nearby with Sword Art roaming up here. That means Griffin cannot stick.
But Turtle is like Turtle and Smoothie are laning really well.
Ideal time to try to go for the Rift Herald there. So Griffin and
this is significantly better than what we saw at the lock-in tournament.
Smoothie has moved up here, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Very likely TSM should be able to take this unless CLG go immediately.
And we don't necessarily have to go ham for this.
Get a peek at the health bar now. Actually a lot healthier than I expected it to be at this point. So may end up
we don't
fight, but
like this can be a 4v4. That could be huge.
Spica forced to use the
yeah, that bubble is very, very big.
A death if he stuck around too much longer. Griffin's just going to allow the patience to run out on Shelly, and that's a reset. TSM cannot.
That just wastes time.
Not gonna be able
they
to
sent 4, we sent 4. The wave crashes for Finn, and we might be able to take it here. But that's a pretty good response because we were winning the 1v1 bot.
Power of Evil is cheating over towards that
and we're just Griffin is ahead.
Decision will be just to give it up,
Wild Turtle is ahead.
It's not a huge loss for TSM, but CLG doing a pretty good job of dissuading them from that without really.
Finn is practically even at this point, and RJS is just almost exactly even.
In the earlier weeks of lock-in, teams were overcommitting to Rift Herald, spending too many resources to move up.
Play this correctly, he can be ahead by CS. Let's go. He did.
Plates and the experience as well.
So,
it's not really
Finn is doing better in this lane than you would expect from this matchup.
You're getting, right? The expected value is generally 320 gold. You get
so
2 plates.
That is very good.
Not much more than that.
I think the Thresh allows for the Aphelios to get ahead, and that's about within the expected range. Down bot lane.
Then you should
mid lane, I have no idea what this matchup.
Yeah, all about actually analyzing, hey, what is this really worth besides saying we got the objective? And at least for CLG, they got that just before 10 minutes. Remember, the Rift Herald does last 4 minutes overall, so that means at any point they should be able to summon it up there for the plate money as Power of Evil's going in. Gets the shuffle onto RJ.
Oh, that was really good by Smoothie.
Goes for the flash, but Smoothie's there to save him. Now Sword Art's jumping over the wall here with the Zenith.
Oh, that's a dead Sword Art.
Sword Art has gone too far.
Let's go. Good job by Smoothie by being in the right place and responding, knowing that they were going to go for that play again. Good job by RJS hitting that bubble to buy himself time and then playing it correctly to be able to turn it onto Sword Art. That was well done.
For RJS, as he stepped forward to try to pick up that Ignite off the ground,
and Smoothie just focuses on
But then
getting them out, and then they realize, oh, we have the advantage here. Hits a nice hook, and RJS is able to just bop forward, get first blood, and his Zoe has been really clean. He's got a pretty sizable advantage on the Azir. And what the hell is Azir building? Is he going Imperial Mandate? He's going Imperial. What the fuck are you doing?
To close out that game, but CLG did have some good team fighting yesterday.
And we're 12 minutes into the game right now, Azale, and look at where the gold is. It's 1,500.
Wait, why is he going Imperial Mandate on Azir? That seems terrible.
Because of better farming and turret plates and things like that.
That just seems very bad.
Counter jungle a little bit more. Shouldn't really be any chance to make a dive happen onto a full HP Lulu with all her spells, but can't find any Krug, so he'll head back down towards mid. CLG is looking good here.
Azir has two very good items.
Huni now though has his Moonstone Renewer. The lane has been going fine for him. Generally,
he can go
farm it out as the
the Leandries or the whatchamacallit.
Wild Turtle having a flash away though as Sword Art follows up and they threaten the kill. Sword Art hugging the wall to avoid the death sentence that comes out in the back end of the fight. Both AD carries feeling the pain after that.
But are we gonna drop the Rift top lane? Yeah. We just get this tower, don't we?
There to get the root with his pullback on the feathers, but unfortunately for him,
we get this tower solo gold. Or no, it wasn't solo gold on Finn, but we now have a big advantage for Finn. We have a 3K gold advantage when they picked far more early priority than we did.
So going to be feeling pretty good about that, and Finn trying to push Huni back just to escort Shelly in. For
RJS has a nice lead. So we should be able to do something the next time the dragon comes up.
But now he's asleep. PoE not feeling too good about how this one's going.
Let's go. RJS coming up huge on the Zoe.
Of this game. Spica is not strong enough to 1v2 these guys for a return kill. And CLG
RJS is coming up huge, and we're supporting him extremely well.
Game is looking wonderful.
It is looking so
I've said I like the dynamic of this team, and we're putting it together here. We're improving.
On RJS, but it was Griffin that was there first on the Udyr. Run, stun, done. The TP coming in. Oh,
that was really good by Smoothie.
Goes in and uses Huni as an escape mechanism.
I don't think that Turtle gets out.
There is not enough to get him out.
We didn't have the teleport response, but that was well played.
That was a great play by
Wild Growth. That's the name of Lulu's ult. That's been bothering me.
Huni. He had been hooked out, but he uses the Wild Growth to interrupt the Lantern path there.
We do have Zoe down here, and RJS is very strong.
Our Honda performance play. We'll watch this one more time. Smoothie spotting Huni, great timing on the hook, drops the lane.
Yeah, the Wild Growth was really well done there. Smoothie played that as well as he could have.
Down and take him down, so nice TP play from TSM, but you like to see both sides of it playing well.
It was a good response on their part. We do need to prioritize this next dragon.
A pretty different look here as far as the Azir itemization.
We're in a place that we can fight for it now.
On Azir. People were experimenting with it quite a lot in some of the earlier days. You need to land a slow or an immobilize, right? So I assume he's going to go towards like a Rylize or something like that to actually be applying those slows more consistently.
Yeah, that seems like a terrible choice.
Only be the ultimate that's actually really applying that, unless there's some interaction I'm actually missing.
There's not one coming to my mind, but
I thought Azir soldiers, the Q from Azir soldiers, I thought they slowed for like
early days of
half a second.
Preseason, I was seeing a lot of like Imperial Mandate, things like Lissandra, right? People experimenting with everything,
but
just trying it out. Nami, it's incredibly good. People that have slows and CCs built into the kit that are very easy to apply. So I really can't say I've seen this on Azir at all. I'm not exactly sure if it is just more of like a scaling thing where you try to get the Rylize later on and then use that to apply as your spells would then apply the slow.
RJS just taking a chunk out of PoE.
You know, it's generally more of a supportive look.
I readjusted my mouse.
On a lot in solo queue these days are things like Ashe, where
but we're making a play for the Rift Herald,
which applies it. But you also need follow-up,
which is fine as long as we still, if we can drop it and use that to get priority for Dragon, that would be very, very nice, because dragon is pretty. This next dragon is pretty big for us.
And if there's one person to go with some inventive builds in the mid lane, Power of Evil's the guy I would expect.
Yeah, Power of Evil goes for some weird shit. That's just his brand. It's like Huni and Dardoch, or Huhi and Dardoch picking weird champions. It's just how they roll.
In the game right now, Lost having that 1 kill under his belt makes up for the fact that he is 20 CS behind Wild Turtle.
Yeah, Turtle with a nice CS lead.
Square off here in the top lane, but I will be interested, Azale, in seeing how much firepower.
But yep, we should be resetting and prioritizing this dragon.
That third Drake is alive.
And I don't think they're going to want to give up this whole point. So Q does slow.
Yeah, I thought that.
So there's the 25% 1 second slow on the Azir Q, so that will apply the mandate. So that is a thought process he does not use.
But then you kind of want to
wait for anything like the Riley.
I don't know. What is he building next?
Follow up on this and see how it is performing in these.
What?
It's definitely going to be.
Why does he have a dagger and a ruby crystal? I don't. I actually don't know of any items that build out of that.
Just flat AP with every additional item completed for the Azir.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, hey. Today we learned something, Isaac. We learned exactly how Imperial Mandates
dropping that mid lane to get priority for the dragon.
I played him on the old Hexakill map on Twisted Tree Line, and I got a Hexakill, and I never played him ever again.
100% win rate. Let's go.
I guess we're just trading tower for dragon?
Right now, it is all about the Drake here for TSM.
I guess 2 towers?
TSM is going after
that. I mean, it's a pretty big trade. Like, we just can't give up next dragon. But it does give us a lot of map priority.
And CLG exits stage left.
So it will be that trade of the.
It's not the worst trade, but it puts us in a pretty shitty situation in terms of the dragons. But as you saw, you don't necessarily need soul to be able to win the game. CLG demonstrated that perfectly.
When you look at how durable someone like the Olaf is going to become with the Lulu shielding and speeding you up, the last thing you want is even more durability with that potential Ocean Soul. TSM are built for 5v5. CLG must now contest them 5v5 at that next dragon for soul point, and that could very well be where the game is decided. CLG will have a gold lead, but the question is going to be, can they execute on that, pick someone off prior to the fight, or even just win a 5v5 straight up, because they're going to have to now.
Alrighty, TSM down that 3,000 gold.
We can win a 5v5 straight up as long as we land some of our Zoe poke first. All we need is like one real solid Q to chunk somebody, and then we can win it.
And here's where I want to see CLG play the macro game correctly. This is what you brought up back in Champ Select. Let's go back to that.
Yeah, getting priority, like getting towers for Finn, getting him into a sideline to take advantage. That's what we want.
And can CLG and Finn and Griffin in particular facilitate the proper split push to avoid that?
Exactly.
Oh well. Well, Griffin's in the
yeah.
right spot here. Okay. Smoothie's right place at the right time again.
They did burn the Sword Art's Ignite and Spica's ulti. That is Griffin's flash, though.
So if you actually had taken 1 or 2 of those early dragons,
the cleanse. That was a kill otherwise.
That they are actually up against Soul Point. TSM have the perfect lever to.
So I'm glad that with the dragons we've given up, at least the last 2, we haven't just like rolled over for them. We've made a trade happen and
just win out on that
at least
through sheer power.
Gotten some sort of advantage out of it.
With the Giants belt in inventory for Power of Evil, likely is going towards the Rylai's, just to be able to actually apply that, with the WR.
Okay, this could be good.
Looks like they maybe want to go for something, but not commit just yet.
Oh, that kind of bubble is what we'd like to see. See, that's the Zoe poke I'm talking about. Now, if we were in a 5v5 situation, we would be able to take it.
He's looking good this game. Has been performing pretty well. Huni not able to hold that top lane turret. Didn't have vision in his jungle.
But we have just been kind of burning down turrets on the map. A 4K gold lead will be real nice for any sort of fight that comes up. Like, Power of Evil is trolling with his build.
Just about the Moonstone. It's about the Imperial Mandate and these items that TSM is building.
I literally have no idea what Power of Evil is building. This is the most troll shit I've ever seen.
And really bet on their team comp and success in this game.
That was close. Sword Art going for the flash play onto RJS, forcing the Zoe to use his real flash to escape that.
Yeah.
90 seconds before the Drake spawns, that could be imperative.
But it's also big that, like, it's not as big that Sword Art doesn't have his flash.
Flash is about all you have to keep yourself safe from that Olaf who's going to be sped up, shielded up by this Lulu. If he gets in on top of these members, it is going to be
you can ulti with Finn to prevent Olaf being able to escape from that. We're doing a good job of setting up vision here, getting priority. There's a minute. Our waves are in a good spot right now. We're getting them pushed out.
On Ocean Rift, you have got to do your due diligence. Check every little brush. You know, there isn't a ward in that brush that's in the pit, but CLG didn't even check. So there could be a pink ward still sitting in the pit, and they wouldn't even know. No one went in there that I saw from CLG, and that is one of the things that you've got to adapt to when you are playing on these different maps, preparing for extra flanks when you're playing on Infernal, checking every brush.
So they know we're in this brush.
RJS going for a little bit of poke there. CLG has not swept away the Pixel Brush ward, so that will see them walking in and out of this brush if they dip out of it to the right into the river. Spica throws out a single axe. Both sides just dancing around here, looking for the chance.
Okay, the ward has died out.
Flash being used from Sword Art. He goes over the wall, but considering the only person nearby is an Udyr, you don't want to be starting the fight out on him. Power of Evil and the rest of TSM continuing to push forward. Drake is up in 4 seconds. Griffin doing some damage here on the front line.
Oh, that's the bubble we needed. Or that's the Zoe poke we needed to really start getting things going.
Just slowly but surely here from Huni. As the Leona ulti comes in, Turtle gets pulled to safety again. Smoothie doing some great work here in this game. Over the wall goes
that's good. That is so good. Good work, Finn.
The health bars disappear like a magic trick. And
that is how you play a fight with a Zoe.
CLG just absolutely outplayed TSM in that fight.
But that's exactly how we needed to do it. I remember us playing Zoe last year, and we didn't. We just tried to take straight up 5v5 team fights, but we got poked down. We got some health bars chunked before the all-in, and that gives us a pretty big advantage.
Missing multiple attempts at engage. He missed every Zenith blade. He misses the ultimate as they group. The flank.
Oh, and the ulti from Turtle was so big. Holy cow. Like, that's fine that we lose one there.
Wiping the map with them. And TSM,
but
they built towards this crescendo. This was supposed to be.
And that is the Crystal Scepter from Power of Evil. He just had a dagger for no fucking reason.
And they win the game off that before they fall too far behind the gold.
And Turtle did a ton of damage. RJS did a ton of damage.
Wild Turtle, 5K. Enemy team put together.
That was really well done.
That's insane. Wild Turtles of Felios just took over with the damage in that team fight, but everybody from CLG playing it great. They're stopping the Soul.
Yeah, that was really clean, well coordinated, well communicated. That one was a little more risky. We want to, if we're gonna fight, we still want to poke out. Like, we have a 6K gold lead, but
without having to worry about anything.
Time for the YOLO Baron. TSM has said, all right,
this is weird.
Only way we're gonna do it, start up the Baron. Finn has TP. Will they be able to force it? Spica's getting low already.
Spica down below half HP. Turtle fires off the ulti. Not going to get much with that one. Spica's still tanking.
You're just going to kind of get poked out by Zoe. This is weird. I think they just wanted to get the teleport.
Zoe Bubble finds a target. Do they want to commit?
Oh,
there's your paddle star that does not
that might have been a kill if that hit. That Zoe is very strong.
Down to 10% HP. CLG keeps him on.
Wait.
Oh, well, now CLG is going to start. TSM have no vision. Do they even know? I think they have an inkling that it could be going on, and they're checking the brushes. Now they have vision on it.
They have seen it. TSM must now respond to CLG. RJS getting the Sleepy Trouble bubble down onto Sword Art.
RJS is running low on mana, so I don't think we want to fight anything here.
Backing away, and all right, Isaac, we don't have any more fights now. Both teams took their shot at Baron. Both teams were able to successfully defend.
Yeah, I was gonna say TSM probably doesn't want to do that, but our waves are in better places. Finn is doing a good job of that. We're going right back to it.
actually just starting this up with Smoothie and Turtle.
Well, we're forcing them to stop their backs and come while we shove in our side lanes. It's really good.
Mid lane wave, they're going to be able to steal away some of the jungle camps. I think the initial play
it crashes, like it gets our waves in better places.
That is a way to force
and it gets our waves into places we want for the next dragon.
Back to the side lane. So I think
this is really well done League of Legends right here.
It would have been bad, but TSM
this is preparing for the next dragon.
I think it's going to come down to
that Zoe is very, very powerful.
The question is, can they actually get a good setup, get a good entrance to that area? Because if they are late to the dragon, it is so damn hard to walk into an area where your opponents have vision and a Zoe throwing out poke nonstop.
A fed Zoe at that.
No one's there.
Now, Smoothie goes for a hook, will not find
and
it.
Finn's just chilling in a side lane, crashing minions into towers.
Grievous wounds as well, meaning he had to take a bit of a detour before going for the third.
Oh, that was a good dodge by Turtle.
But just in case it did, Smoothie again with the lantern, always ready. Really.
And we have a 7K gold lead.
Guy here today in this game. 6,000 gold lead for CLG. Drake is up in 70 seconds, but that's still quite a ways away. So CLG's saying, all right, you guys have control over the bottom side, River, that's fine. We're going to take control back over the top side here.
I mean, just look at the side lanes, right? The waves are all pushing in. TSM has no one answering it, so they're just bleeding out golden experience at this point.
That's what I've been saying.
CLG can get anything going here. Nice sidestep on the hook, though.
Oh,
Oof, that was a little rough. We can still, like, potentially take a fight here, but I don't know how well it'll go. We don't have DPS guns in Turtle.
Afterwards, TSM will not find any more kills or lose anyone else here just yet. Sleep finds one target, but they don't want to go in for Spica. Nice pick from TSM.
Yeah, that was a good pick. That may result in Dragon Soul.
Nice play there from Lost, catching the root. And now Sword Art threatening the dive here. He can actually go over the wall. Here comes the Hex Flash.
Oh, okay.
RJS
canceled it.
This is the most important player on CLG for
That's
these
some nice poke.
They cannot afford to lose him.
Oh,
TSM
we could potentially get a pick here.
The
or they could. Oh! That's a pick? Wait, what is Power of Evil doing? Does he just die for that? Oh, very good by Smoothie. And Finn on the backside gets the kill, and TSM, Sword Art, just throws it for them. But this should be another kill, because RJS just has another flash.
TSM getting destroyed.
And RJS being huge. And our waves are in a great place, so we can take huge advantage of that. That was huge.
And the dragon here.
Wow.
If they want to go for a risky play, but TSM just falling to pieces. It's again.
Yeah, Sword Art just
during the draft.
Sword Art and Power of Evil both getting super greedy. They just weren't on the same page.
You can watch this one more time. Remember, Smoothie, they got that pick on a mid lane. Look where he is on the map. Smoothie's nowhere near this. You don't need to commit to a crazy play like this. SwordArt gets pulled over the wall.
And you just let Sword Art die here. Like, dashing over right there by Power of Evil, that's where they messed up. But RJS hit some great poke on the back end onto Huni to really start to turn things. And Turtle's dealing good damage. And then they can't peel off Finn.
And Lost is backing up. Right, they're just doing things not at the same time, and as a result, TSM is getting run
and Finn
over
just is the casualty at the end of these fights, but
so much more of
it's
a
alright.
cohesive unit, and TSM looks like a group of individuals.
And by the time we get done with the replay, we got another fight breaking out.
And just chunking them down.
So barely, man. CLG still with full health bars. Enemy
oh, that was really good.
Nice shuffle onto RJS. That should be a free kill on the enemy mid laner.
That was really good.
And that is huge for TSM. CLG still committing over to the Baron here. Do they really want to stick around?
Yeah, that's one of the dangers of Zoe.
The answer is no.
We can still fight. Wild Turtle is huge.
This could be the turning point here for TSM.
And Finn is strong.
5,000 HP. Finn's coming around from the side. Engaged from Sword Art. Griffin's pulled to safety. Baron's still at 3K. CLG have made quite a mistake here. Wild Turtle might look for an opportunity to go back in, but
that's unfortunate.
CLG staying on the Baron too long after they lose their mid laner, gifts it and hands it over to TSM.
That was...
Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't just immediately pull back there. Either way, TSM, I think, would have gone...
Yeah, that was a little too
because they're right beside
ham on RJS's part.
That was huge from Power V.
But it's not... Losing Baron here isn't that big a deal. It'll run out before next dragon comes up. Our waves are in pretty good places. They might be able to get... They'll probably get tier 1s out of this.
They get the shutdown onto RJS,
but they'll pick up some standing gold, but we should be fine.
Gets them another shot in this game because
we're stronger. So if we wanted to take like a fight, we would probably be able to. Like we lose this tower, but we might lose a second one.
And they will try to force a response here from CLG, but CLG could just look to wave clear.
And Finn just is gonna.
Wouldn't mind that at all.
That's the name of the game. The split
I don't know if Udyr is the guy you want to engage on underneath the tower.
Again, man, the smoothie show is on repeat here
Oh, RJS is just doing damage, and we're getting an inhibitor. This is great macro. And stunned up, you're forcing a response. You're just running them around the map. That's really, really well done by Finn.
Will not overstay for the inhib, and CLG navigated that beautifully.
They really did. Actually,
they get one tower advantage. No, they didn't get a tower advantage. We took 2 towers there. They took two towers.
And the scuffle in the mid lane bought him time to actually back out and get
like
alive without even having to commit his teleport. Well,
their gold lead is almost entirely the 1500 you get from taking the Baron.
The inhibitor is exposed in the bot lane there for TSM. You can see
this is a good job responding to it. And Griffin's having a real good game.
The GA online. He's working towards his 4th item here, and he's monstrously ahead in the farm. That's just how it's going to function when you have Huni, who's not playing side lanes, who's grouping constantly.
Turtle is big, like, holy cow.
And the question is,
we're stronger in every single role. Okay, we lose a second tower here.
Because once again,
but we're doing the same thing. We're just sending Finn to go body them.
Finn is just still going, so he's going to force TSM to base and answer.
Yeah, this is
and they have to respond to him.
It feels fun to play against whatsoever. Finn
and
doing a great job.
That'll give us priority to go set up for Dragon.
Long enough to grab the minions. He doesn't anyway. They just end up dying to minion aggro, and he backs out before TSM can punish much at all. Finn's CS compared to Huni's, you can see Finn with a +70. Yes, Huni's items are cheaper, but that doesn't afford you much of an advantage when you don't have nearly as much gold. And Finn with the Trinity Force, with the Hydra, with the Guardian Angel, now working
Finn is very strong.
Big ticket item.
But now we can set up in this river around Dragon, and we have the teleport on Finn. We have teleport advantage, so we're just gonna have Finn push in and take advantage. Very good advantage of that. And like we can just stall here if we want to, stall and try and poke, and
always in the perfect spot to be here with the lanterns to allow for this poking and prodding, for this aggressive
and just let Finn split push.
And RJS has been on point with the poke this game. TSM, though, they're going to commit to this. They really have no choice.
Finn's not here. They're just going to rush it down before Finn's able to arrive. The Ocean Drake's under threat.
Oh, wow, they did just burn it down. But I think we just get an inhib off of that.
Lost goes up into the ulti, looking for the kill on to Smoothie, and he's got it. TSM getting paid here in the bottom half of the map. But
yeah. We decided to go for that.
I don't know if this was worth it. If the call from CLG is that we can't win a 5v5, then I get
it.
But they had teleport. They could have actually contested and tried to prevent
We definitely could have.
Now this is a win condition for TSM. They have gotten this really powerful permanent buff for themselves that may give them some hope. But it seems like CLG have decided, okay, we're not going to 5v5.
That was probably the safer option.
Push, and if that's your choice,
but it does kind of negate a lot of the poke.
They're always going to be playing to the side lanes, looking to poke and prod and always avoid that straight-up 5v5. But TSM's still going to be pretty happy, I think, with this trade overall. They just focus down the Dragon. They smite it out. Griffin cannot get in range as he's being focused down by multiple members. And then Smoothie is just chased down here, lost with the aggressive play.
We are at least being very decisive with how we're playing things.
Baron's going to be up in a minute, And you
our
can expect TSM to
decisions
show up that
may
Baron
not be
ready to go
optimal, but they are decisive. We're all on the same
We'll see
page.
if he even wants to take the bait.
Like,
Well,
as long as you're on the same page, that's better than
playing against Goredrinker Olaf and Moonstone Maneuver Lulu. CLG's
like that's way better than not being on the same
You've
page.
got Griffin already having the Thorn Mail, which remember isn't just reactive Grievous wounds, it's proactive. Anytime you apply an immobilize, you put Grievous on them. You've already got the Executioner's Calling onto Wild Turtle with the Runehands as well. So
and we're just kind of walking down mid and taking this tower.
This turret's gonna die before the TP.
Wild Turtle now getting pulled to safety here by the Lantern. Power of Evil still has to get back to the base and try to defend this one somehow. CLG with the
that burned to teleport. Oh, that's a nice chunk on the loss.
Some damage, trying to go forward here yet again. Wild Turtle getting slowed down. Wild Turtle in a bad spot. Wild Turtle's gonna be killed if they ain't careful. Turtle's finding a lot of damage back in retaliation, but he will be shut down.
That is not good.
TSM running over CLG.
Finn is also just kind of split pushing for the win.
Down those inhibitors. The second one is down. He's looking for PoE.
Good job by Finn there, but he might die, and we lose Baron.
And Finn must retreat.
Yeah, he's got to get out of there, and TSM are on the Baron, and that was the first major mistake it felt.
Yes, Smoothie didn't place his lantern correctly,
Turtle
and
did
so
not click the lantern. By the time he saw it, he was too far away from
or
the lantern
yeah,
to get
something happened with that lantern, and it wasn't good.
Amount of self-healing that came through.
And we are.
Let's just watch this one more time. So
like we're playing the side lane comp pretty well.
He's trying to run out of that Leona ultimate, and that is what he was focused on. So by the time he actually sees the lantern, it is too little too late. Had he taken the lantern, then been able to flash afterwards, I believe he could have created enough space to survive. Instead, they are able to chase him down, get on top of him. This grouped up composition here finally.
Yeah, we have to wait out the Baron, but we can continue to use Finn in the side lane extremely effectively.
They're in a position to do so, and it's going to be up to CLG
and
to try to avoid
the Elder Drake
find ways
will
to get
be
into the base, to circumvent
up after
because if they are forced into a 5v5
the Baron buff
now,
runs out.
TSM wins. I mean, they've got a full item. Zaya, they've got the Death Cap completed, the Void Staff, everything needed on Power of Evil. They are ridiculously strong in the 5v5, and CLG may be kicking themselves for not trying to contest that previous Ocean Soul Dragon.
That does mean, though, that Elder Drake is on the board here in just about 2
Yeah, hopefully we can turn this Elder for us. But also,
for almost the entirety of that time. So they'll have full
Finn
control
has
over
been
Summoner's Rift.
like
They can get all the waves
split
pushed
pushing
out,
extremely
grind the
well,
map however they want to
and
best be prepared
I feel
for
like
this Elder fight.
TSM
Because if they're
is
already
just
in
gonna
a
let their
5v5,
base
they
be
can get an
taken
Elder buff, man, it
while
is just curtain
going
call
for like Elder or
for
something.
CLG. Yes, Finn has been doing a great job here in the side lanes, but it feels like ever since that Baron that TSM got off the back of the pick onto RJS in the red side TSM jungle, things have just been slowly moving more and more towards their way.
They really have, and with the Ocean Soul, it's hard for RJS to really do as much. Also, you can get that poke down, but
the Ocean Soul really does negate a lot of
quickly. So if you don't really 100 to 0,
RJS's purpose,
really
but look how little TSM is able to push with a Baron buff and Ocean Soul.
Before the initial fight.
Like they have to win a 5v5 fight,
and then committing to the all-in, then committing to the flank.
They're
in this stage of the game,
they're more.
Just don't have
I mean, they're pretty likely to as a squad. But
CLG has got to figure out a way to navigate these fights, man. 45 seconds.
But they don't like their only way of winning the game is just killing us.
Is going to respawn here in 10 seconds. So
and we have like we just have Finn pushing into their base right now. And our waves are still in better places.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, the only way they can go for it is if you think you can end, right? If you think you have an angle to end the game, if the Baron buff expires and TSM are stuck without being able to recall,
yeah, like this isn't an inhib.
It's in the base. They are getting recalls now just before the Baron expires. They aren't able to stop that, but he takes the inhibitor. We'll see if he wants to stay around, because if they
well,
now
he has
all move towards that
he has
Elder,
teleport.
with
Power
Wave
of Evil
coming in,
doesn't.
Could potentially end. So TSM have got to split.
But right now
Here, not
would be
having
an
their 5
optimal
members
time to
together,
try and
their
engage
composition
as CLG.
becomes
Okay, they're
much
getting the Huni
weaker
teleport
here.
in.
So they are TPing in, and now it's a 1v1 between Power of Evil and Finn in the base, and that may decide the game more than the.
And there's super creeps coming up.
Well, the Elder Drake is
sending RJS in.
CLG's going for the game-ending play here. RJS has arrived. He misses the Paddle Star onto Power of Evil. The minions are gone. The Nexus turrets still stand. There are only 3 players for CLG still around the Elder Drake.
We could go for a steal here. That's still a possibility. And we got the next inhib. And we can we've got super minions coming in. This is still very possible.
That is not a fight y'all are going to be winning. Turtle tries to get something, but he will not find it. Lost.
Still going for the base.
One who takes the Drake down, but they're still trying to end the game here.
We do get that turret,
all he has to do is buy a little
right?
bit of time. It's not about winning the fight.
Lost
it's about not losing the base. Finn's in some trouble with Lost coming around from the side. 6-item Zaya says hello, my friend. He'll respawn here with the Guardian Angel. It is completely wasted, and TSM wins out across the map.
You call it 6 items, I'm calling it 7, because he's got a dragon in his pocket there to assist. The laser beams raining down, knocking down Finn.
Well,
CLG
I guess I can be kind of frustrated, but we have all 3 inhibitors down, so they have no way of pushing into us.
In the 1v2 for so long without going down, and you can
they just don't have any way to push into our base and actually win the game. They have to push into double super creep waves
against the Elder, so they have got to try to create some sort of a scenario where they can get around their opponents, because both their solo laners are dead. TSM is on the death march here. They are looking to run straight down and end this game.
Now, CLG will have their solo laners alive back in time to defend Nexus turrets. It appears they still only have 5 seconds left, but they still have to deal with the fact that everybody on TSM's got the Elder Drake.
Yeah.
Even in a 5v5,
oh, the Baron
is
spawning time, the Baron timer, syncing up
with
the Elder Drake being up is not good for us, because that Baron could be the difference.
GA is one of those items that can feel incredible with the passive or completely worthless, and the way that Finn died with it in the bottom lane was the latter of the two. Just ended up buying him an extra 2 seconds before he fell, as TSM will take down their second tier 3
We can't really fight them.
Going for their second inhibitor now, and CLG does not want to fight for this. 35 seconds remain here on the Elder Dragon. Now, the one saving grace for CLG in this situation, TSM can't just walk up to the northern part of the base and take that inhibitor as well, because the top lane tier 2 is still standing.
But the Baron is up.
Multi-inhib game from both teams, Isaac.
And they have
CLG now has
15 seconds left on this Elder, and they're not using it to just go take the Baron.
Get anything done.
What?
With the waning seconds of this Elder Dragon.
No, this Baron should be gone at this point.
No intention of taking that 5v5. In goes the Leona. Not going to connect though again.
No, like the Elder's gone.
You can see, even though
this is contestable for CLG now.
This Zaya with 6 items, with the Moonstone Renewer Lulu, keeping him alive there from the top lane. So scary for CLG to have to deal with. Baron's already down below half HP. TSM's going for it. 4,000, 3,000, 2,000. Gone and slain by Lost. Griffin's not able to steal it away. CLG will lose another big objective. They will not get the
that one might be game
lane
here.
As the trade. Ping's coming out from Power of Evil saying, hey, we got problems back in the base, but TSM gets the Baron.
Yep, and getting that Baron is so big, because when you pick up the Red Bull Baron buff, you can recall so quickly back to the base, respond to Finn, so Finn has no chance of looking for any sort of a 1v1, any sort of an outplay towards Power of Evil. He has completed his 6th item now, though.
Aren't
that Chempunk
able to
sword,
finish these games.
Very
it's really frustrating.
And the game will continue. CLG are going to keep playing.
Like if we get any one of these big objectives, any one of the 3 Barons,
it's not in the base, but it's fairly far.
Dragon Soul or Elder Drake, we win the game.
To go for it. For now, though, moving up, and I don't know if he was actually spotted by the pink ward. He may have been, and we'll see what TSM's answer is going to be. I think they may just make the call to go for the march here, right down mid, try to finish out the game.
Power of Evil's going back.
Okay.
Power of Evil is going back to defend against Finn's split push.
Wait,
both of them
no he isn't.
They canceled the recall.
Okay, Power of Evil continuing to push. Never mind. All right.
CLG got a hold.
Is this really going to be a base race? Is that how we're going to end this? 45 minutes in? We're base racing? Looks like it is.
We see them all now.
Wait, what are we doing? We're just giving up the base. We don't have the wave clear.
Here in the enemy base. Finn coming back, looking to maybe make some sort of a fight, but the fight's already over, baby. They already lost Griffin, and Smoothie's going to be dropping here next. Finn finds a W, but that ain't going to do nothing. Wild Turtle's trying to stand and fight, but it ain't doing a damn thing. CLG
oh my God.
looked good for a while, but it's TSM taking the win here today.
TSM finally getting that win. Their first
we just
one of
it
the
hits
spring
30
split.
minutes
They
and we just
do
fall
pick
apart.
it up. Relief more than celebration on the faces of the TSM squad here. They
like
know
we got such an early advantage.
It was a tough one for
it was gross.
CLG contested.
It took them 3 Barons, 2 Elders, and Dragon Soul
really
to be able to end the game.
Down to could CLG play the map well enough to
we killed one of their Nexus turrets. It was a really close game.
To actually answer them at the objectives.
We set ourselves up to win and then just threw it.
Looking back and wishing maybe they had gone for an earlier dragon to delay the potential soul, or even challenged at that soul. When they went for the Ocean Soul, and they actually just gave it up.
That is the second time we've done that. That's 2 days in a row. That's just frustrating as all hell.
Ocean Soul, but that really negated so much of what RJS was getting done in the earlier stages of the game. And again, CLG, turns in this performance where they're having a lot of good moments, but they don't have the macro play. They don't know how to actually
we have a lot of good moments, but it's not cohesive enough. Which, I mean, it's a huge upgrade from last split where we had like a good moment a game, maybe. But we won lanes, we got big early leads. Like, we did a lot of things well. But we just crumbled. I think it was the Baron, that first Baron, that really kind of screwed us, and we never quite recovered. Hopefully we will be able to turn a lot of this good play into some wins next week. We looked like the better team for sure. But we just aren't able to finish right now. So that closing out games is something we definitely need to focus on, and it is very apparent, and it will continue to cost us games if we don't, because that's 2 games in a row that should have been wins, but weren't. They looked very good. RJS is impressing. Finn is good. Our comms appear to be cleaner. Like, it's just a different brand of League of Legends. We're at the bottom of the standings, but we're by no means the worst team. We don't even have our full team here. We've been cucked by immigration the most. So we can still easily recover. Get back into. We probably won't be at the top of the table for playoffs, but we can get into that 4th, 5th, 6th range and make a run and look really competitive. I will see you all next week. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I appreciate you watching and suffering with me through these games. It's an adventure.